welcome back to the channel. It is Haynes here, coming back for another video. We are here for episode 1 of Roosters Review. It's going to be between now until the end of this season, keep the content coming due to the fact that I do live in Brisbane and, don't get to go to games every week. That's about to change though from this weekend. More into it later. However, so basically between now and the end of the season, we're going to do a Roosters review. Reviewing the previous game, and then during the week previewing the rest of the games for previewing the games before our game. So stick around and hope you guys enjoy it. It's just something on the side during the week while there's not much really content due to the fact that I do live in Brisbane. So it's a bit of a struggle to get the games as much often. So so just sort of a bit of a review and previews for. So this is episode 1 of the review, which would normally come out the day after the game, and then the day before the game we'll do the preview for the week ahead. So anyway, guys, sit back and enjoy the video, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. We're subscribing count going really well, over 500 subscribers now. I didn't think we could do that this year, so going well. So thanks for the support, guys. Yeah, let's get into the video. Roosters 32, Cowboys 18, was it? 32-18, yeah. It was a very clinical performance at the SCG. Good for crowds too for a Saturday afternoon, for our standard anyway. But yeah, it was a great, solid effort. I think we're hitting the straps at the right time. Robbo we trust. And, we've sort of been looking for that all season. Like we've really been during the season so far that we've just timing our run, and that's what we've done all season, and and this is where it's come up to now, where we're coming towards 3 weeks ago the competition. We've won 5 in a row, and we still haven't put that 80-minute performance in yet, but the signs are there that we can make a run for this title. We can come from 8th spot to win it. So very, very pleased with the performance against the red hot Cowboys side, who have impressed everyone this season. But it feels good that we've done the double of them. We've actually beaten all Queensland sides this year in every game we've played. So we've played in 5 games. 2 against the Broncos, 2 against the Cowboys, and 1 against the Titans. So that's 5 in a row. We've won our last, 8 or 9 in a row against Queensland sides. I think it's 8. But yeah, good stat to hold, that we know we can, especially we've played 3 of them in Queensland. So the fact that we can go and beat them in Queensland is a very nice thing, but also do them back home in Sydney, which is great. In terms of the game, look, from the get-go, our forwards let them in on that. I think that's the one thing that's the one thing that we're good at is, is our forward pack. Especially with the Cowboys, their forward pack is strong. And I think that's really kept them in games a lot. Is their forward pack? They're very improved forward pack, very young. But I think our two big boys, Matt Lodge and Jarrah Hargreaves, had a field day, running through them, and that's when we're at our best, is when we are, running through them, so we've done that. I think the signs were there when we played Penrith. We in games this year we tried to go side to side kind of thing and be too classy, because we got the talent there to do it, but I think we just missed our DNA of our club, which is to run through the middle, hard work, I think in that game when we lost to Penrith, but we should have won that game. But in those signs that we showed that when we ran through the middle, we troubled them, and, ever since that, we've just been on a 5-game winning streak. So in terms of the game against the Cowboys, yeah, it was our start. Our starts have been very good over the last few weeks. The fact that we can, the really first opportunity we were down there, we scored. Thanks to Radley's pass to Joseph Suaalii. So it was a good start of the game. It really was on our first set in defence. We literally pinned them in the corner, or not in the corner, but we pinned them in their own 30, and they had to kick long. Got into a good position. I think we got a repeat set, and then off the back of that, Radley's pass to Suaalii, whatever he gets called now. But it was just it was a platform that we set, out through the middle. I thought last week it was Matt Lodge's best game for the Roosters, but I think he's even gone one better this weekend. Jared's come back to his form. Bradley, I think ever since he announced that he was leaving, or not leaving, but ever since he's announced that he's going to play for England, I think it was a burden. It was a very tough decision. And I think he was, the more hold it off, and the more was affecting him. But the fact that he's just gone out and he said, right, I'm going to play for England. I've got it out there. Now I can focus on the Roosters till the end of the season. And I think ever since that, he's just absolutely carved up. So, I think, and he's back to his best. It's going to be a shame that he's not going to be playing for the New South Wales or Australia. But, England's going to be a very handy side with Victor Radley there. So, but yeah, plenty to look forward to for him. Teddy again, Teddy's 200th, special occasion, second last game of the SCG, I always knew we were going to win this game, with confidence that because it was at the SCG, the Cowboys haven't played there before. It's a very hard ground to adjust to. So I think we got the number of them early. I think we just set the platform from the get-go. I think the most thing that we've missed this season has been Jared and a bit of experienced front rowers, I think. Yeah, we've got some good talent coming through, like the likes of Fletcher Baker, Terrell May, even to an extent, Lindsay Collins is still a young fella. So I see, and Fletcher Baker, I think I've said him. Egan Butcher as well. He's a young front rower. The future's going to be set for the Roosters. We've got a great forward pack coming through, but I think it was just that lack of cool, calm, and collective from the big front rowers, experienced front rower like Jared, and then now even Matt Lodge. He is an experienced campaign. He's been around the NRL a few times. He's been for a long time. So I think we just really missed that cool, calm, collective from our front row, especially when them two go off. I think, especially last week, we noticed that against the Broncos when them two come off, we're up 20-0 or something, 20-6, and I think we lost our way a little bit because they were off the field and we were trying to be too fancy again. I think when we were cool, calm, we were going through the middle, we're doing our process that works, we can beat anyone. But I think that's the one thing that we've noticed this season is that our youngsters have just been trying too fancy, trying to push that offload, trying to push that pass, trying to be a bit, like that Radley Cole's style play, and it hasn't worked for them. But ever since JWH and Lodge have come to the club, well Lodge particularly, ever since Jared's come back from injury and then Lodge has come to the club, I think we've been really more experienced in the forward pack. I think that's something we've missed. A little bit of experience as well, which is going to be good in the long run. So when we get the likes of Takiaho back in the next few weeks and Lindsay Collins, we can rotate them too, have experience. Even to the extent that Lindsay Collins, even though he's still a young footballer, he's still represented Queensland, so he knows it's a handy replacement. You take off, or even if you start in the finals, you start with Collins and JWH, and then you bring on Takiaho and Matt Lodge. It's so we hopefully can get them back. And we're going to be very good in come September. It's still no guarantees that we can make finals. We've still got 3 games to go, and we're still 2 points ahead. So in 8th spot, we can still make a charge for the top 4. We need results to go our way. We need Melbourne to lose a few games, South to lose a few games. But we can still, probably from now, we're still confident we can make a top 6 finish and get a home final at the SFS. I can't see the Broncos or Parramatta finishing in the top 6. Maybe Parramatta, because they've really been win-loss all season. They really haven't lost 2 games in a row. So we have an opportunity there to finish in the top 4, but I think we need to take it week by week. Canberra are still in the contention for finals footy. It only takes one slip up in the next 3 weeks, and then they're bang. They're equal points with us. So we know we've got 3 games to go. We've got to win at least 2. We've got the Tigers this week. We'll preview that during the week. But yeah, we've got the Tigers this Saturday night at the SCG, the last game at the SCG. I will be there, so I can't wait for that. And then we've got Melbourne, which I'll also be at that in Melbourne. And we've got South, which I'll also be at that as well. So 3 big games to finish. Need at least to win at least 2 of them. It'd be nice if we just beat the Tigers and we beat Melbourne. And there, we're locked in our spot, because I've got this. I don't want to have this negativity, but I do not want to rely on beating South in the last game of the season even though we're confident we can do it. But it's very nervous having to beat South to guarantee our spot in the finals. We just don't want to open the door. We come this close. We come this far this season, and we've improved a lot throughout this season. When we are deserved to be there. But we don't want to leave the door open for Canberra to swoop in the last game. It's literally the last game of the season. They play the Tigers at Leica. We don't want to have a slip up against Melbourne, then slip up again against South, and all of a sudden they beat the Tigers and we're out. So it'd be just a disappointing season. So there's still 3 weeks to go. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm very confident that we can win all 3 of them and make a run for the top 4, even top 6 at least. One thing that's impressed me as well is Nat Butcher and Victor Adler when they've come. They're the future captains of the club. When Teddy retires in the next 5 years, I think it'd be 5 years. I'd say. We got some good replacements as a. We got the process there for him, Manu or Joseph Sawali or Sawali'i can slip into that fullback role. We can have someone come into the wing or a centre, and then you have Victor Radley or Nat Butcher as your co-captains. Nat Butcher's a premiership winning under-20s captain for the club in 2016, and Victor Radley's also, they're both premiership winners at first grade as well. But they also Bondi Roosters juniors as well. So it's a great way to put him as captain and co-captains and lead the way for a decade to come. So but very exciting times. Nat Butcher last week against the Broncos, 2 tries. He's again been a great replacement to Tupanua. I wasn't really worried when we lost Tupanua because we knew we had a handy replacement in Nat Butcher and he can play anywhere. He's basically becoming our new Mitchell Orbison. Oh no, yeah, I'd say because Nat Butcher can play anywhere, or even Connor Watson to an extent, but I think Mr. Fix-It in the forwards at least is Nat Butcher, so yeah, very happy with him. As well, speaking of Connor Watson, he's been, still hasn't had the. I don't think he's had that effect like he had at Newcastle, but he's really playing some good football too. He's been around as well, so he's handy number 14. I think he'll be the 14 next season. To rotate with the cheese, so. But yeah, he's a bit of his spot as well. It was really very tough as well for him. Angus Crichton played well as well. I think it is going to be. I think he's set to re-sign. I think he confirmed that he's re-signed for 2 seasons, which is great for us. We love, and everyone was sort of panicking with what's going on with Crichton, but I think we're just trying to find room for him to fit the cap. We've let go a few people. We've let go Lockie Lamb. Saluka Fafita, he's gone to the Rabbitohs. So, who else? Takeo, he's gone to the Super League. Sam Verrills, we'll get to him in a minute. Sam Verrills is going to the Titans, which is a big blow, but we'll get into that. So there's room in the cap as well, just to offload these players so we can fit room for the cheese. He's going to be on a decent amount of money, and then we've got Crichton, who's also on a decent amount of money as well. So so it's going to be. I think everyone was worried about. It's like, oh, what's going on with Crichton? Like, why hasn't he set the re-sign and all something? I think the Roosters have just gone. Oh, hang on a minute. We're a bit struggling with the cap. We've got to find some room first, and then we'll get into it. So I think that's what they've done. They've let go a few players, and just freeing up that space for Angus Crichton to re-sign because I think Sam Walker's up for a extension too, and he's on a bit of an upgrade from his rookie contract, so he's going to be up for an upgrade as well. So I think we're just trying to manage it well, and we really manage our cap well. So I think that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to free up some space for him to re-sign, and that's all done now. I think it's set to re-sign in the next couple of days. I think it really reminds me of Joey Manu last year. Everyone's saying, what's Manu going to do? He's had offers from the Dolphins, had offers from the Warriors, but I think everyone's saying, oh, the Roosters haven't said anything, but it was because we're trying to free up some space. We let go a few players last year ourselves, like Isaac Liu, and then we also lost the likes of Boyd Cordner and Jake Friend, the Morris twins, to retirement. So I think that's what we're just waiting to see when we had room in the cap to make a move and re-sign and sign the cheese, of course. So Yeah, I think our cap management has been well. We'll quickly go through our player ratings. Go through 1 to 17, see how they go. In my opinion, we'll start with our captain, game 200, Teddy. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Look, he wasn't. That's the thing with Teddy. He's never having. To me, it was an off game, but it's still. Well, it wasn't off. It was still quiet, I guess. But Teddy, his run meters were ridiculous as usual. So never a quiet game for Teddy. But Tui stands just a little bit. Toots, scored a try, scored a fantastic try. His run carries were phenomenal again. Just what we needed. Our set starts have been fantastic. Paul Momorowski didn't have a bad game at all. Same thing. We really target out. We really go to our right side first. Had a good try assist to Tupou. That flick on to Tupou was very good. Very solid. His defense is getting a lot better. I'll give him Tupou. I'll give him an 8. Momorowski 7 as well. But just wasn't impactful as everyone else. Joey Manu 8 as well. His roaming center is just it's working. He's everywhere, bouncing off pinball. Very good. Joseph Suwali /Suali'i. He's a 9 for me. Scored the first try. Scored 2. Did he score 2? No, he scored 1. 1 got disallowed. His set starts have been so much better. He's such a strong boy at age 19. I'm a year older than him, and he absolutely put me in his pocket week in, week out. His bone crunching hits at age 19 is ridiculous. His defense is good. His set starts has been good too. He steamrolled Tommy Dearden, who's an Origin player, so he's a talent for the future. And it's really reassuring that we've got not one but 2 high flying wingers who can set your sets up well. And I think that's really helped us, and it's really taken the pressure off our middle men. When we know we're going to make 20-30 meters of our first 2 tackles. So Suali'i definitely played well. He gets a 9 for me. Luke Keary at 6. He gets an 8 for me. He played good too. I think the best decision we've made all season is when he came back, he'd gone to his left side. And Sam Walker run the show. So very good. Luke Keary, he's starting to get back to his best. And that combination, that link up with Radley Tedesco and Keary, won as a premiership in 18 and 19. So very, very promising signs there. Sam Walker again, he's doing everything right as a youngster. He gets an 8. He gets a 7.5 for me as well. But yeah, he's doing everything right that we want him to do. He's our conductor now. His goal kicking has improved. Wasn't his best goal kicking performance last week, but Saturday. But still very good quality anyway. His goal kicking getting better. His game management's getting a lot better. So very, very impressed with Sammy Walker. Jared Warrior-Hargreaves gets a 10 for me. Scored a try. Led the pack. Led the way. Led by example as he always does. Very, very reliable. Jared Warrior-Hargreaves. Sammy Verrills gets a 10. He gets a 9 for me as well. Scored 2 tries. Very handy. It's going to be a shame that we could leave him. We'll get to him very shortly. So yeah, 9 for me. Sam Verrills scored 2 good tries. His service out of dummy half has gotten so much better as well. So very, very impressed with him. Matt Lodge, best game for the Roosters this year. 10 out of 10 as well. Our front row have been phenomenal this season. So especially in the last few weeks. So very good on Matt Lodge. He's really fitting in home in the red, white, and blue. And I think on the topic back on back on the topic of the captain re-signing. I think we're looking to re-sign Matt Lodge. He's a handy. He's going to be a really handy replacement for Takiaho. And even extent when Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, I think he's only got 1 year left in him too. So Matt Lodge is going to be. Hopefully, there's going to be room for him to stay because he's been an absolutely fantastic mid-season signing, and he's done a really good job. So good on him. Angus Crichton gets an 8. Some good carries. Made a few errors, but he's still left edge. He's so lethal. If you get him in the space, he's very hard to tackle. Defense was good. And he hasn't had a bad game in a long time. I can remember anyway from Crichton. Nat Butcher 8. It wasn't as great as last week against the Broncos, but still, again, he's still Mr. Reliable. I guess he's a new Mitchell Orbison for me. He's just a handy back rower. Victor Radley, he gets a 9 for me. 2 try assists as well. Running the ball. His link up with Kieran Tedesco is just mouth watering. It's how good they're playing. So very 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 impressed with Victor Radley this season. Like I said, ever since he's sort of announced that he's gone out and said that he's playing for England, that's when he's played his best footy. And for us to have a glimmer of hope of winning the comp, we're very confident we can. But everyone, in their terms, we've got Victor Radley playing at his best, and he's doing that. So week in, week out, heart and soul. He's spitting blood, literally spitting blood for the club. And that's what you love from your local junior. So yeah, an 8.5 for me for Victor Radley. We go to the bench. Connor Watson. I think we had I'm trying to remember who played. Connor Watson, number 14. He gets a 6 for me. I don't think he had too much minutes, to be honest. Because I thought Verrills played a lot, but when he come on, he still did some good things. He's very handy utility. Egan Butcher, yeah, same thing. He gets a 6 for me. Not much minutes because of Matt. I think he had more minutes though, but he still. I don't think he had a standout because he only played a certain amount of minutes. So, but still did his job. What he needed to do. Terrell May gets a 5. Same thing. I don't think we really use him that much, and that's a worry for me. He's still young and he's still got plenty of time. Get those minutes in. I think he's still got a handful of minutes, but not a lot. But yeah, he's still, like I said, nothing wrong with his performance. Just the time that he got on the field. So it was a bit of a down of that. And I don't think Drew Hutchinson got on the field. You might have to check that up, guys. I might actually have a check of that. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if he got on the field or not. I'll go through the stats for us, our player stats. Because I literally don't think. No, he got 7 minutes. Sorry, he got 7 minutes. Yeah, one hit up. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a 3 for me because he only got 7 minutes. Terrell May got 26. Egan Butcher got 35. Connor Watson got 38. So, but yeah, not too bad at all. But yeah, that's the player ratings. Very, very, very good. Possession 54%. Completion rate was 78%. So look, our completion rate was better than what it was the last few weeks. But you can't. I don't think you can win a game of football with 78% completion rate, especially in those games against Penrith and all that. I think we need to be 80% plus. But still good. Look, our run meters 1700, post contact 630. There's the difference right there. 630 to 483. And then tackle meters 1700 to 1430. So that's 300 extra, and that goes on top of the 250 post contact meters. Just set up the game. 8 linebacks to 3. 27 missed tackles for the Cowboys. 42 for us. So tackle breaks was 42-27 to us. Our kick meters were so much better. Kick return meters as well. 241, 115. And then missed tackles, us 27 and Cowboys 20 and 42. Discipline was even, so no complaints there. So yeah, that's the summary of the game. We'll quickly turn our attention to Semi Verrills. He signed with the Titans. It's a shame. He's he's a favourite son. He set up the platform for our premiership winning side in 2019. He replaced Jake Friend for pretty much the majority of that season. Come in as a rookie, well, I would say a rookie in his debut grand final, scored the first try beneath the post and set up our back-to-back premiership win. So, and it was tipped to be the replacement of Jake Friend, and unfortunately, I don't think he wanted to let go, but I think he got the tap on the shoulder to say, look, we've got the cheese coming, and I'm sorry, mate, we want to re-sign Crichton, we want to re-sign, and there's no room for you. So, got to look elsewhere, which is a shame because, like I said, but at the end of the day, it is business, and we got no room for him there. We've got plenty of replacements like Connor Watson, Drew Hutchison, and we go with the cheese. So it is a shame, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think he'll fit in well at the Titans. I think he'll link up with Isaac Liu really well, because I think he really needs that Iceman, because of he really hasn't had a great season at the Titans. So, but I think he'll link up well with him, and he'll be a good fit for the Titans. So all the best to Zemi, and hopefully we can finish the season with a premiership win for him to send off and send him off and have that last bit of taste of finals footy, I guess, for a little while anyway, maybe for the majority of his career anyway. But yeah, and that's it. That's the review done for this weekend. Like I said, we've got 3 weeks to go. Got the Tigers at home, Melbourne away, then South's the big one at Allianz Stadium. I've got my tickets to that. The Entertain House will be there too with me, so it's going to be fantastic. Going to be a fantastic weekend for there. Look, but yeah, the job's not done. Even though we're playing some great footy, but the job is not done. We've got to make sure that we get the job done up against the Tigers next on Saturday night. We'll be there for that last game at the SCG. So it's going to be really, I wouldn't say emotional, but it's going to be a day to remember the memories that we had at the SCG over the last 3 years, our caretaker home, and we really got to thank the SCG for that. On the topic of remembrance, I guess our condolences to Paul Green and his family, the tragic circumstances of what happened, and maybe that might have really tipped and made really an emotional week for both clubs, especially the Cowboys. He was premiership winning coach there. So it was tough times for both clubs. But yeah, there was some very tragic scenes there. But yeah, definitely on the topic of that, I think the NRL really need to make a mental health round, men's mental health round, because it's happening too many times. I think we made a start with us and Manly with the Gotcha for Life Cup. I think Gotcha for Life. Gus Woolen. Gus is I think he's a life member of the club. I think he's something big at the club somewhere. I can't really 100% remember what his title at the club is, but I think he's a life member. I think, and now he's an ambassador because of Gotcha for Life. So he does tremendous work, and I think we really need to. The NRL need to really consider making a mental health round, because men's mental health, we celebrate a lot of things in this game. We celebrate multicultural round, women league round, Anzac round, and we've Indigenous round. Did I say Indigenous round? I think I did. But yeah, they're all good causes. They're all very something to remember and to celebrate. But I think men's mental health needs to be on the agenda for next season to speak out, because too often that too many times that we've seen people, men and women, especially men in our game, who are players, past or present, coaches as well now, that have taken their own life, and it's a shame that it's happened. And it's a shame because at the end of the day, to the NRL's point of view, it's their work colleagues. Now, we've seen an NRL player, I can't remember from Manly or somewhere, he took his own life a few years ago, I think, and now a premiership winning coach, Paul Green's done it. So, and at the end of the day, they're work colleagues to a lot of people in our game. So, so you've got to look after your work colleagues, even though you say it's a business, and it is a business now. It is a sport / a business. And these are your workers, kind of thing. Your players and coaches, referees, everyone involved in this game are your workers. So they really need to be looked after. And we celebrate their multicultural. They celebrate where they're from, like the Indigenous, and all that stuff with the All Stars as well, the Maori All Stars. And they celebrate their culture, where they're from, what they believe in. But you know, they don't get the they don't recognise a problem in our game is with our work colleagues who are struggling mentally, you know, and you know they got to find a way to fix that, and hopefully next year they will do that. And I'd like to see the Roosters next year maybe play for the Paul Green Cup, because Paul Green's the premiership winner. He was in a squad. He unfortunately did his knee in 2002. He was tipped to play halfback alongside Brad Fittler in the 02 grand final, but Craig Wigg did his spot. But yeah, he was part of that premiership side, and also he was assistant coach to Trent Robinson in 2013. So he's got massive ties to the Roosters, and also played for the Cowboys and won their maiden premiership in 2015 as well. So both ties for both clubs. So it'd be very nice to see if we do get to play for the Paul Green Cup next season. So, but yeah, it was a great to see both teams reflect, and it was a nice photo. It is going to be on my thumbnail of both teams circling around, minute silence with the screen there. The SCG made a good setting as well. Very nice to see both players and fans, and that they were there to pay their respects. So yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's going to be this video of Roosters review. Roosters preview will be out, I'd say Thursday or Friday. Then the vlog will be out on Sunday for next week, and then we'll do a review on the Monday or Tuesday. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn notifications on to see more videos like this one. Follow me on TikTok for the NRL Stadium Challenge. We've got 5 stadiums to go, starting this weekend in Wollongong, and then continuing so forth. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.